Local backend explained. Terraform needs a state backend before it can compare code against real infrastructure. The local backend stores that state on the machine running Terraform. No backend block still means Terraform uses local state by default. The outcome is simple execution with no shared state service. The risk is that the machine becomes the source of truth. The backend path tells Terraform where to write the state snapshot. A named path makes state location explicit instead of accidental. The state file records resource identities after apply finishes. The outcome is repeatable local tracking from the same working directory. Change this path changes where Terraform looks for prior state. Terraform configuration declares the desired VPC. The AWS provider creates the VPC through AWS APIs. The local backend records the VPC address and remote ID. The outcome is a local file that maps code addresses to AWS objects. Deleting the state file removes Terraform's memory, not the VPC. The local backend locks state using the operating system. That lock protects against competing Terraform runs on the same machine. It does not coordinate safely across separate laptops or runners. The outcome is acceptable solo use and unsafe team concurrency. Shared automation needs a backend designed for shared state. On a submarine, one watch team owns the status board at a time. Two disconnected boards create false confidence. Local state has the same failure mode. Each operator may believe their picture is current. Only one shared source prevents conflicting actions. Outputs do not discover infrastructure directly. They read values Terraform already knows after apply. The VPC ID comes from state after provider creation succeeds. The outcome is a visible local state fact for later inspection. Sensitive values would still exist inside state if recorded. Local backend is useful for learning and isolated experiments. It keeps setup small because no remote service is required. It becomes fragile when multiple operators need one state record. The outcome is a clear boundary: local for solo, remote for teams. Backend choice controls where Terraform memory lives.